Hey y'all, welcome to my first video where I'll be showing y'all the process of making this piece Daddy Demon, which took 2 years to complete. My name is Joelle Cipriotti and I'm a subrealistic abstract self-taught oil painter, and I started oils in 2019 and I've been creating and learning since. Stick around for what went into making this piece and hit subscribe to stay tuned for future process videos. I actually started this piece in 2020. My goal was starting this piece was to deliver a photorealistic demonic face for my fellow fantasy lovers who wanted to see what a demonic looking character looked like in real life. I fell in love with the smoothness of oils and I felt I could capture this just to shock people with curiosity as to why I made it. At first I was gonna have it be a 3D face with horns and teeth on the 2D canvas, but that changed as my vision changed and the time grew, but I'll get to that in a bit. When I was creating this character, I wanted a smug look, but like a bright red demonic character, you know? And as I mentioned, I'm a self-taught oil painter. I went into this piece with no direction, and I had a sketch made that I had in mind, and I was just too excited to get to painting, which is what happens with most of my pieces. The footage shown here was recorded in 2020, and I'm grateful I held on to it for long enough for me to be able to finish the piece. Here I was building the face of the demon, and as I was painting, I was figuring out how to get the face shape that I desired. It took some surgery, but I was definitely able to figure it out. When I make these characters, I truly feel like I'm having a deep conversation with them and their needs and how they want to be pictured. Like, it might be the inner perfectionist in me, but I'm just trying to like accept exceptionalism, and it just I don't know, I just keep myself aware to like the smallest details, so I'm like, everything has to be perfect. But while making this demon, I was in love with the face I created, but I was not fond of the teeth whatsoever. So after reaching that point, I decided to hang him up on the wall for a year and ignored him as I created other art. He gave me like Angie's Forgotten Toys type vibe for that whole year. It took me 2 years to complete the piece, finally picking it up in January of 2022 with a new vision. So 2022 comes and I picked Daddy Demon up again. I started painting the background of his head to cover up the jaw and what I didn't like in a contrasting color, which I chose emerald green. With the new vision I had with my goals in art, I wanted to incorporate more 3D textures into my piece, and I wanted them to almost be jumping out at you. I had a medium called flexible molding paste and started using it to create like teeth. And I was using a plastic spoon and was learning how to control the medium as I was making the teeth. And you can see me building it up and back down again, and it took practice to get what I wanted. I then let the paste dry and painted over the paste. And just a note for anyone that wants to try this process, I recommend not doing what I did and paint oil directly onto the flexible paste. I recommend painting a layer of gesso in between. And I didn't do this because I was just impatient and I didn't have gesso. So I still don't, and it's not a priority. After this, I felt the piece was still far too empty and decided to construct 3D horns for him. I used aluminum foil as the base shape I wanted and used the flexible molding paste to build the horn around it. I used the same technique as the teeth to be able to have it matching with the grittiness, and I made the piece on a separate panel canvas. When applying the piece, I used shoe goo, which takes 24 hours to dry. Them babies stuck on there for good, I hope. When I was painting the horns, I was looking for a similar look to the teeth, all bloody and gruesome. I was using yellow ochre and crimson red for this, as well as titanium white. I covered up his face to make him safe and sound while painting, and I should have painted them before pasting, but it's okay, I learned from it. As I was working on the piece, I realized the left horn wasn't angled to my liking, so I sawed it off and rebuilt it. Started by putting painter's tape on the piece itself so it didn't get the paste everywhere. While adding the paste, I added texture to the eyebrows and the cheek, and then I felt like I didn't have enough, so I added a 3D ear. I don't know why the first ear I made was so flat, but I did that. At some point, I thought I wanted cotton on the teeth to make it look cool and weird. I added like flexible paste onto the cotton, but it was not working out. It did not look pretty at all. So we get to painting the ear nice and red because, you know, we want it to be pretty. But then I'm realizing this ear is ugly. Moving back to the horn, I started painting it, but I don't think I ever matched the colors up correctly. I think it looked weird. But it definitely looks better than the last horn that I had, so. Then I thought I wanted to add moss to the horns, which I really did not, and it looked really bad. At some point, I ended up taking it off, and for now it's there. Completely took off that other ear in a way, and then started building a more 3D ear that was off the page, because my sibling told me that if you want things off the page, you gotta have them in a triangle way. So building up the ear and making it more coming at you was really the best option for that. Everyone the entire time agreed with me that the eyes needed to be green, so we went ahead and painted that. I ended up painting the ear off camera, but then I added bloody drips to finalize that triangle composition that I wanted.
to not just make it a floating head, because not a lot of people agree with that in art.
If you're looking for more behind the scenes or other work, you can head over to my Instagram and Twitter at CipofJoelle and on TikTok at CipofJoe. Also, if you're interested in stickers of this guy, I have them available on my website at CipofJoelle.com. And I have many stickers and prints of designs to choose from. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, hit the dislike and tell me why. I'll take the constructive criticism. And if you want to stay tuned to new videos like this in the future, please be sure to hit subscribe. Also, if you have any friends who like some creepy stuff, be sure to link them to this video. The next piece, I'll be talking about a more personal piece of mine called Sugar in a Chokehold, and we'll probably dive deeper into myself in that video as well. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye!